In this next set of examples, we'll explore how to work with some of the services when working with the JavaScript SDK. When constructing a service, you can provide runtime configuration data that is specific to that service object. The service-specific configuration data will be merged on top of the global configuration, so there is no need to re-specify any global settings. For example, when constructing a DynamoDB object with the new AWS.DynamoDB constructor function, you can pass a region parameter, in this case US West 2. The service object will then use that region for all API calls, but will use the global configuration data for credentials. Parameters can be automatically passed to service operations by binding them directly to service objects when constructing them. To do this, pass the params parameter to your constructor function with a map of default parameter values. For example, to create an S3 bucket resource bound to a specific bucket, type var S3 bucket equals new AWS.S3 and pass in the params parameter specifying the bucket you want associated with this S3 object. Now, any future operations made on this resource will use that bucket as the target. All requests made through the SDK are asynchronous and use a callback interface. When a service method kicks off a request, it can accept a callback as the last parameter with the signature function and the error data parameters. The callback will be called when the response or error data is available. If you do not specify a callback function when constructing the object, the operation will return an AWS request object and must be manually sent using the send method. To actually send that request, you can type request.send. Response objects are passed into each callback functions so that you can access the response data. The response object contains two important properties to get at this data. The data property, which contains the serialized object data retrieved from the service request, and the error property. If a service operation fails, detailed information about the error will be provided in the error property. You can register callbacks on events provided by the AWS request object returned by each service operation method. The request object exposes the success, error, complete, and HTTP data events, each taking a callback that accepts the response object. For example, req.on, passing a success parameter and a callback function, will cause the callback function to execute upon receipt of the success event.